Hey, this reading is for you, Shane, and I've already done a lot of energy work, and let me tell you, it really seemed like there was like a succubus energy attached, and it was with three energies, three entities that made themselves seem like they were female, but it was like, it wasn't even human energy. It was very like succubusy, like just negative, nasty female male sexual energy, and it was like three different sources, and it's demonic, really. I mean, it's parasitic. So the clearing I did for you, it yeah, there's just stuff, man. I want to ask you to be careful with who you're sharing your sexual energy with. Right now there's somebody knocking at the neighbor's door, and it just sounded like it was somebody knocking at my door. I don't know what's going on in the Ravens place or whatever. I haven't been involved with them in a while. Ever since I picked up on that energy, I moved away from all that. But I would suggest that if you feel any sort of negativity around any of them, that you stop giving your energy to them. Set up some boundaries, because there's a lot of all across YouTube, actually, of parasitic entities that feed off of energies of people that are of the light, and they come towards that light and they utilize sexual attraction, and they take it, they steal your energy. Especially if it's like a group of women, like you can almost guarantee yourself that a bunch of them are not friendly. The guardian of the gate. So you're moving towards something, and there's obstacles in the way towards that. Those obstacles in the way are there to get you to learn a different way of doing things. Fairy godmother. Changing the way you put things into action. Who you're interacting with. It's almost like you're being tested spiritually to be able to discern this energy that's been harassing you, and to be able to transmute it, to see the wisdom in it, and to use your intelligence to move through that energy. Now I'm going to grab some tarot, and okay, what exactly is the problem? Like, what exactly is Shane experiencing? The moon. Okay. Two of Wands. Two of Swords in reverse. So you're unsure about which path to go forward, and that uncertainty is creating blocks in your own way, which are manifesting as oppositions in other people. So you're kind of self-sabotaging in a way, by even putting yourself in a mindset that you are vulnerable. More info on what the problem really is. The Bride Mother. So is that parental issues and energetic issues, or is it romantic? Or is it some kind of a past life thing? Self-love thing. Oh, the feminine energy in yourself. Oh. Well, it's easy. You just gotta take care of yourself. Give yourself baths. Make yourself some tea. Like, really nurture yourself. I mean, in this life, you could have been female. How would you have been different had you been female? How are you not doing that now for yourself that you're expecting a female to do for you? Okay, so we know the moral of the story with this energetic issue is for you to learn how to maneuver and manipulate and discern and clarify what you perceive to be illusions and decisions and confusion. There's two figures here, both of them are holding an orb. The Two of Wands and the Bright Mother. The Bright Mother also has a lot of children around her. And the gate, the guardian at the gate, is interchanging the apple with the pearl. So interchanging what this Bright Mother is holding with the apple, which shows the way on how to move forward. And so the indecision really is, there is no indecision. There's not even confusion. The decision's already been made. You've turned your back towards even making a decision. So someone in your past that you could have children with that lie to you, that is causing you to choose a different path in life, but that different path has pointed you towards a bunch of other women who have abused your energy. And you're being taught on a spiritual level how to recognize these types of women who abuse your energy. Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay, we can easily work with this. That's easy. Oh, and there goes a bell. Okay, so what's the advice here for you, Shane? What is the advice here from Source? Not from your guides, not from angels, not from any entities, from Source itself. The God within you that you know is your God, not who someone else tells you, but who that Source is to you. Whether it has a name or not, whether it has a gender or not, it doesn't matter. We are communicating with that consciousness, nothing else, okay? Nothing else is permitted to harm you, to influence you, or to anything. Just your own source of creation. Remember that. Always remember that. Always compose yourself whenever you feel like you're being threatened. The Nine of Wands. When you feel like you're being threatened, remember, nothing can threaten you because the God within you is beyond anything that anyone else can imagine. Page of Cups. So your advice so far seems to be to let your guard down and to commune with your inner child who's within you that's scared of what's going on outside of you. So do you remember that little boy you were when you were 7 or 8? And how like everything seemed really different back then compared to now? But really there's no time. Like, time is an illusion. So the person you were back then is also the person you are now. You're just underneath a lot of experiences. Now that little boy you were could have also been a little girl. So the things you're experiencing in this life from women in your life are the same things that, it's like you're learning the lessons for your other self, your own twin self. And what she would have learned is how to have a partner. She would have learned how to have a partner that takes care of her. What you're learning is how to have yourself be the partner that takes care of you. So like instead of being the guy with the Bright Mother, you're becoming like, you're walking through this gate by yourself because there's something else on the other side of the gate that has the Bright Mother within yourself. So it's like you become your, because see, this The bright mother is with the Ace of Cups. There's no decision. It means there's nothing here to be done. Like, this is self-love for you, to love the divine feminine within you, which creates a direct path towards moving forward, because you see that all these other energies that pretended to be something they're not, the moon, the illusions, the confusion, the fear at night, the motherly energy that's kind of deceitful, the narcissistic kind of, manipulatively, emotionally, just conniving kind of energy, like coyotes howling at the moon, waiting for like some opportunistic moment, and you're done with that. You've put your guard up against that, but putting your guard up against that creates a sense of fear within you, which counteracts what you're supposed to do. So you see how these two swords are pointing towards Page of Cups and Ace of Cups? How are you going to give this Ace of Cups to the Page of Cups within you to calm this Nine of Wands down to a Two of Wands? So you remove the 7, right? So you remove 7 from this with the inner kindness towards yourself, and then you move forward, because then you have 2 wands left, and then you leave 1 wand behind and take your 1 wand forward, your own passion, your own creation, your own path in life, and you move forward. And every time you do this for yourself repeatedly, like, look at all these stars on our head, every time you change this behavior within yourself to avoid these women that just leave you confused and broken and alone, like wondering, why is there no one at your back? Why are you by yourself? Why are you constantly having to travel the world by yourself? Why do you always have to have your guard up against these bitches who are like draining your energy or your money? Like, why do you need to be around all these people? Well, because there's something in you that wants one of them to take care of you, so that you can support one of them and feel like you did something right within yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's like the older brother type of energy. Like, he wants to take care of the older sister, even if she's crazy. So, like, that's the kind of energy you're being shown to avoid, to swap that out with the kind of energy of an equal partner, an equal partnership, not a confusion of who's male or who's this or who's female and who's deceptive and who's manipulative. No, an open, honest, vulnerable trust, where your thoughts are like the breeze and the wind that move your ship forward, instead of being the thoughts that are constantly like, oh, is she just seducing me? Oh, is she just using me for this or that? Like, no, you don't need to think that anymore. Just be aware that when you do think that it's a sign from your inner knowing, your own fairy godmother, that something is off. And when you recognize something is off, it doesn't mean you can fix it. It doesn't mean if you keep giving your love to it, it'll be okay. It doesn't mean if you keep rethinking it, will it be better. It doesn't mean if you keep staring at it or trying it, will it fix. It means when you recognize that energy, recognize that you go within and you use a different form of energy to combat it, or to transmute it, or to calm it. So instead of, like, there's a, I'm seeing a charging bull. So instead of charging at the bull or like fighting it or dodging it, maybe start playing music for it. Maybe instead of looking, spending your apple, your intelligence, to gain the pearl of wisdom from a woman. So maybe if you're watching too many card readings online, or maybe there's like someone who's constantly trying to talk to you, and they're like, we're just wasting your time by draining your energy. So like when that happens, instead, like, just get away from that energy. Like, don't give your attention to it. Don't even like be like, oh, is this reading for me, or is that one? Is this title for me? Is that one? Do I go move here or do I go move there? There's no decision. You already know exactly what you want to do. The Page of Cups knows exactly where they want to go. They know their feelings, they know their hearts so well, they have their entire body covered in it. You know exactly what you want. You know exactly the kind of life you want, and you know you're good to yourself and you're good to women. Problem is, so do some of these other women who aren't very good. So they come up to you pretending to be something they're not, to get something from you. And it's not a punishment to you. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't have to put your guard up. You just have to recognize that there's standards within yourself you have to maintain. And sometimes, even if the package looks sparkly and gold and glittering, maybe it's like from, a cheap knockoff brand, and it's just like nail polish instead of gold. A couple of coats of nail polish on nails looks pretty, gold sometimes, doesn't it? Put a little bit of makeup on something, regardless of what it is, and the illusion can appear to be something you want. And what they want is to be wanted by you. But they don't really want you. They want what you have, not who you are, because there's no, you have your back to things. But they're, tempting you with things, with thoughts, with gifts, with wisdom, with intelligence, with choices, with how to do things, with illusions, with, I just saw a bunch of boobs hanging out. They're teasing you and drawing this energy out of you. And you're being shown that that's like a vacuum of energy from you to them, but nothing to you. They just keep taking from these wands that you have. They keep taking the light from the wand, and they don't give you anything. They just leave you dry for nothing. And then you heal yourself again, you balance your emotions, you figure out what the hell happened, you move forward. And then boom, you're faced with the same situation at the gate. Here's another one. Do you trust this one? The packaging's different. The brand is different. The name is different. The blah, blah, blah is different. But do you trust it? Or is it the same bullshit again? Or are you finally going to trust yourself? And the inner knowing that you keep silencing within you, that some things aren't for you and some things are. And those things that are don't feel like they're for you because they already feel like they're a part of you. You see how he's not holding the cup? He is the cup, or she. You already are. You already know. There's no confusion. You already know when an offer is genuine and when it's something that's just teasing you into a fiery frenzy. You've recognized that energy now. Let's get one more for what you should do. I hope this makes sense, Saint. Yeah, King of Cups, look. Be still and know thyself. You're a king. You're a star in flesh. You are a thought of God. How could you think anyone has power to hurt you? When the air itself you're breathing is the breath of God. And you're breathing it in. Look. You're breathing it in. Even the water, and you're still not drowning. It's all what you are. All that love, all those flowers, all that air, all that water. You're the king. And your queen will come to you when you stop giving your trident, your wands, away to these lying witches. Because this bright mother deserves a king, not a page, not a wand giver, not a confused boy, not someone who doesn't trust their own intuition. She wants someone who loves themselves like an emperor, a king, a god, a child of God. You can learn to harness this energy and manifest with it. You can learn to use that confusion and that sexual teasing that these witches and bitches give. You can use to harness it yourself once you're strong enough, once you can detach from it. That's what this lesson is. To recognize the succubuses around you, like wolves at your feet that aren't resting at your feet, they're nipping at them. Like these little birds, these ravens that fly around and just whisper in your ear. They just whisper and tell you shit you want to hear. But you know better. You know better. Because the real message comes from within. The innocent dove within. Not the whispers of other corporeal beings, but the divine within, which brings a knowing that isn't used by air, by thoughts, by words, by actions, by earth. It's a knowing directly from source, deep within your heart, that some of these witches are trying to hurt you. And instead of putting your defenses up, you take your energy away. Don't interact with them. It's like walking into a snake pit and saying you got bit. Of course you did. Now, do you want to be a page? Or do you want to be a king? And if you're a king, then pick up your freaking trident and rule your kingdom, which is your body and your mind, your energy, your spirit, yourself. You're an emanation of the Most High. How dare you allow some tramp to make you feel like you even had to suffer? You deserve better than that. You know that. Deep down inside, you know it. You have a good heart. You have a good energy. You are strong. You're a provider. You're a giver. You're nurturing. You're kind. You're caring. You're gentle. You're passionate. You're creative. You love to travel. You're responsible. You're secure in your finances and your gender and your identity and your spirituality. You know yourself. Don't let yourself be tripped up. And if you trip up, then remember the feeling of falling. What did it feel like to lose the Seven of Wands? The defensiveness, the feeling of having to catch yourself, the feeling of having to defend yourself. What does it feel like to lose the Seven of Wands? Think about it. If you're at 9 wands and you're defensive and you're the wounded warrior, what does it feel like to give 7 of those away and be like, I'm done with those 7? What would it feel like to be so free and so powerful within yourself that not even fire is raining down with a tiger chasing it at you could disturb your peace in these waters? Because all you have on your mind is love. Do you see how his physical masculine side, the right side, is elevated through the water and it's taking charge and keeping him afloat? But his left side, the feminine, is submerged within the waters of the divine and the bright mother, which is teaching him the wisdom, the same pearl that she's giving him through the intelligence of the loss of the need to feel weak and having to defend yourself with the 7 of Wands. The divine has pushed you into a corner to see that you cannot be pushed into a corner. You just simply find serenity there. You can make a home wherever you go. The King of Cups is the most enlightened of all the kings. He would be the best husband, the best father, the best friend. That's the King of Cups at his highest. And you're already that. And you have so much more to grow. Think about it this way. If you were King Arthur and you're fighting a battle and some tavern wench walks up to you and pulls out a little dagger and then flashes you her titties, would you even unsheath your sword? Now, let's say she seduced you. Would you have realized at any point that you are being seduced by a tavern wench? No, right? Or would you? And if you would have, then how have you not seen the tavern wenches that have been harnessing your energy? What was it within you that did the Seven of Wands to what you knew was right? It blocked you from seeing what was right. You did something that you knew you shouldn't have done. You blocked out something. You had chosen that before. Now you're choosing this. Because the left hand, the feminine, becomes imbalanced within you. And instead of trying to find the wife somewhere, you become the wife to yourself. The masculine holds the world up, and the wife chooses the way. The masculine builds the home, the wife decorates it. Doesn't mean you need a wife. It means you can already do it by yourself. Stop looking for it. And whoever that other person is in your life, or the other people that have been manipulating you, distance yourself from them. Go through that gate. Let's see if we're allowed to see what's through the gate. Tabira of the Waters. So, a chapter in your life where you're going to take some time on your own to heal. That's beautiful. Yeah, look, the Phoenix. Once you release these women and move somewhere brand new to start a brand new life for yourself, you transform into who you truly are. Because you won't have the past energy bogging you down. Look, the soul shrinker. It's like it burns away from you the minute you walk away from these people in your life, and then they'll at some point come back and be like, hey, don't you remember, we had good times, we had this, we had that. But you'll see right through it. You're like, no, not anymore. And look, your light will destroy them. Do you see how that light is shining on the cards? Like, it's just pushing them away. Shane, you're destined for greatness, and it's yours if you want it. But you have to, in some way, remember your royal dignity. And I mean this in the most sincere way, like a sister talking to you. You've been giving yourself to these people who've just taken from you and sucked you dry, and not in a good way. Like, they took from you and gave you nothing. Then there were these people who stole your life. You were almost at the Ten of Wands. You were almost done. And then they stole everything from you and left you with one wand. But that was the point. That was always the point. Everything that's happened in your life has happened that way because that was exactly how it was supposed to happen. And the moment you stop suffering and you stop the Nine of Wands within yourself, the moment you stop the Nine of Wands and you just simply move forward. You start a new chapter. I don't know where you're living right now, physically, in the physical world, but maybe it's time to go on a journey. Go towards the number 6 is usually like the 6 of something, right? The 6 of Cups, the 6 of Wands, the 6 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, 6 being the number of Venus, the balance of masculine and feminine, of traveling, of balance, of harmony, and then 9, to complete something. You're done. So maybe it's time to move somewhere. Aw, yeah. I would highly recommend that you move somewhere. Look, 3. As soon as you move to a new place to live in the world, boom, you get your heart opened. It's like somebody brand new appears to you and you go, and it opens your heart and you feel joy again. That's beautiful. Your dream come true. A brand new chapter in your life. With children and family and a genuine partner, an equal partner. The 6, an equal partnership. You're literally moving towards an equal partnership. You just had to, oh my God, you just had to recognize what genuine goodness is and what lying bitches are. You had to be aware of the way people lie and sugarcoat lies to you so that you can see what genuine things really are and move towards that. It's like you were being shown false light versus true light. And you thought that this entire time that the apple was the real thing that's tangible, that the thing you were looking at was real. But no, the thing you could barely see, the organic, transparent, clear, honest, blunt, right, simple, down to the point, pearl of it all, the grit of an oyster, like the the bottom of the barrel, sorry, like the truth, the fucking truth. People were giving you things that rotted away, that fell off trees, that grew and ate and absorbed and destroyed and absorbed and destroyed over and over and over. Things that die. But now you've been shown the truth. And the truth has given you something that's irreplaceable. You will never again be able to be lied to in that way. You will now forever be able to see through lying bitches. It's almost like you see exactly what a real woman is like and what all these other women you've been with have been pretending to be like. Does it make sense? You have so many blessings coming to you, Shane. It's not even funny. This is one of the most beautiful spreads I've ever done in my life. You're going to be fine, Shane. You're going to be fine. I can't even begin to assure you how fine you're going to be, but the choice is yours. You have to choose to respect yourself more, physically, sexually, materialistically, financially, spiritually, your time, your energy, your attention, what you have your eyes on. His eyes or her eyes, your eyes aren't open. They're closed. The only time they're open is when you're thinking about leaving. So open your eyes and move. Take your fucking wand and get it away from these fucking bitches. They're not even human. Like, you've been fucking around with people that aren't even human. Do you see that? Oh. Take a salt bath. Salt and Epsom salt. Sage yourself. Get some crystals, like lots of crystals. Here, look at all this energy. Energy is fluid. It goes everywhere. Just look at what I'm making. I'm going to glue all these little bottles to that. Here's some selenite. There's like a salt lamp here, some more selenite, some amazonite, nail polish I'm going to use for a little stick crystals with it. There's like real people out there, Shane. Like real, genuine people. Like, that's my computer chair right there. You know, this is my little living room, my tiny little apartment. There's some plants right there. There's no, like, do you recognize this energy? There's real people out there. And some of these people you're involved with aren't real people. Please be careful. And just move somewhere. I don't know where you're living. I don't know what your living situation is, but this is highly, 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 like, advising you, move somewhere. You're going to find so much love when you move. So much. Inside yourself and in someone else. Because look, he has that pearl right there. Do you see it? Your true twin is sending you wisdom through me right now to change your mind about where you are living, to move somewhere else. Because somewhere else, when you move, when you go on this journey, your heart opens more than it already is. The gate. Okay, I'm gonna go upload this. It should upload, well, you're obviously watching it, so take care of yourself, and please remember who you are. And you're a Gemini and a Libra. Do you know the story of a Libra? The archetype of Libra was asked to be a male in one life and a female again in the same half of the same life. So one half of the same life he was male, one half of the life he was female. And then Zeus and Hera asked him which one he liked better. It's time to stop looking outside for this. You will get this as soon as you get your energy away from these things you think are women. And it doesn't matter if they're transgender, it doesn't matter if they're gay, lesbian, straight, it doesn't matter. They're not human. That's what matters. They're not even human. It doesn't matter what the human is. It doesn't even matter if it's reptilian. What matters is that these things aren't even in that spectrum. They're like entities pretending to be human on screen. They're not human. You're being recognized, you're being asked by divinity to recognize energy that isn't of the light. And it's been a lot of these people you're watching that pretend to be readers. Withdraw your energy from them. Follow your intuition. Follow your intuition. That's all I'm going to say. Bye.